Yes.
Okay, I call this meeting to order at 5:36. Good evening, commissioners. Tony, will you please do roll call?
Edith Levon,
Here.
Patience Christensen,
Here.
Catherine May,
Here.
Esther Figueroa,
Here.
Kim Baumgartner,
Here.
Susan Uptain,
Here.
Leslie Pilon.
Okay, we'll go ahead while Leslie tries to correct her technical problems. Are there any oral or written communications from the public?
No oral communications through email have been received.
Okay, any reports by any of the commissioners on activities since we last met? Okay, I presume that means nobody has anything. Let's go to the consent calendar. Have you all had a chance to look at it? Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as stated.
A second, please.
I will second the motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? All say in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Kim? Oh, any nays? Abstentions? Okay, we'll go on to scheduled matters. Vicki, you're going to be updating us?
Yeah, so I wrote a little narrative report, but I mean, you probably all know this has been the most challenging 12 months for us. And so, and you know, we had a retiree, Sandy Farnsworth, retired in September. One of the items I did forget to include is that Solali Valadares also chose to transfer to the police department as she was working a special assignment there since the library fire. So she's decided to transfer over to the police department, and she started her new position there officially on February 1st. So staff dynamics have changed a little bit. You know, we all came back together last week and more of in a full-time capacity. And so it just warms my librarian heart that staff is working on redefining their sense of purpose. And what's helpful in that endeavor is that staff is able to focus, you know, that we're going to have hopefully a service point opened up, temporary library location opened up this summer sometime. And so there's a sense of excitement. There are a few special projects currently going on in preparing for a few activities that are still pending. And so some of those were listed in your announcements as well. So we're just rolling with it. You know, we're taking it one day at a time still, as I'm sure all of you in your respective workplaces are. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Any questions?
How many staff do we have left?
8.
Did you hear me?
Yes, we have 8.
Does that include the part-time people?
No, it does not include the part-time people.
You also have volunteers, don't you, Vicki? You have volunteers still or not at this time? Because
I think that's Ms. Polly in your narrative, in your highlight narrative, Ms. Polly, bless her heart, she's still going strong. And I even put a little disclaimer in there, even when she was displaced during the fire up in Count Nelson, she still continued to teach remotely on Zoom. And so she is thriving in that regard. And I was talking to her the other day and she just loves it. It keeps her, you know, again, that's her sense of purpose. She's an educator. So So she finds such enjoyment in that. Of course, you know, not physically seeing your students is a little different, but she's able to manipulate Zoom, FaceTime, and sometimes it's not uncommon for her to have a call, FaceTime, and Zoom going on just to get through to the students who are having technical difficulties. So I want to be Miss Polly when I grow up. And then of course, I think also in the short narrative about the literacy program, some of our tutors and learners have decided, again, that they're pairs that have been working together for years on end. And so they were already respectively meeting at somebody's home. And so they had built that trust and relationship. So they've continued to do that and reach their goals and objectives where adult literacy is concerned. So. And our friends of the library volunteers, they are a little dark right now in their particular organizational service points. However, I do get to see them regularly when they come to get their mail, and they are all doing well, staying healthy. So. Any more questions?
Edie, are you still with us?
I better unmute myself or I'm no good. I try to unmute me. I have a clock which strikes every 15 minutes and I didn't want it to be distracting. Were there any more questions for Vicki? Okay,
I was trying to find it. I just found it. Sorry, I'm going up and down the thing. For March 2nd, the Dr. Seuss, I mean, we still have all those books from Porterville Celebrates Reading sitting over in tubs and at Butterfield, and doesn't look like we're doing Porterville Celebrates Reading again this year. So rather than those books sitting in tubs, let's, you know, maybe I can get them to you so you can get them for either Dr. Seuss, or if you do that thing, I think I was reading where you were getting it out to the schools. So anyway, I'm throwing that out there.
Yes.
Where's my partner in crime up there? I don't see, she disappeared. Where did Patience go?
She did disappear. I'm not too sure where she went off to.
Okay, well, anyway, just throwing that out there, you know.
I will be in touch to find out what that inventory looks like and what we could possibly do to help, you know, get that out to the public. So I'll be in touch. Okay, Catherine?
There's lots of picture books and there's some middle school, I mean, not middle school, but upper elementary. So yeah, I can get that to you. But anyway, I thought, oh, maybe that's a good venue for those books. Hate to see them sitting.
you know, if I know Vicki, she'll put them to work. Okay, let's move on to the Library Facility Planning Commission. And I'm not the Library Facility Planning Committee, excuse me. What has happened is the City Council has authorized the formation of a 7-member committee called the Library Facility Planning Committee. And the 7 members will be Councilmember Carrillo, Parks and Leisure Director Donnie Moore, Vicki Cervantes, a Friends of the Library member by the name of Juliana Glyden. The 3 next spots is 1 is to be appointed by the commission and 2 from the public.
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Want to see appointed by who?
1 is to be appointed by the commission, the commissioner, me, and the other 2 will be members of the community. And we don't have a definite date, but this is the day we're meeting, so we're going to do it. Although I feel any one of us serving on the commission would do an excellent job on work on this work group, the person I have chosen has what I believe are the best credentials and experience to ensure our needs are heard. This person has championed this project since 2008. She has visited and reviewed firsthand many newer modernized libraries. She has attended numerous conferences and trainings and brought us good notes and resources. She is also a certified library media teacher. So, Catherine May, would you be willing to be our designated representative on this committee?
Yes, I would. That's quite a
I wanted to say more, but I was
Okay,
afraid I'd make you cry.
yeah, I'm about to. Sure, I would be happy to. Thank you so much.
And if you ever have any questions or anything, Vicky's on that committee, and any one of us would be happy to help you with anything you might need. I'm sure I'm speaking for the whole group.
Madam Chair, if we could get a motion on that, that would be great.
Oh,
I make
Okay.
the motion that Catherine May become our Library Facility Planning Committee Commissioner member.
I second the motion.
any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I,
Catherine, we love you. Thank you.
I love you guys too. Thank you.
Okay, it's that time of year when we choose a new chair and vice chair. So I'm going to open nominations for chair. Anybody want to nominate somebody?
I nominate Susan Upton.
I was just gonna say,
Second,
okay. I was just gonna say, I'd be willing to do it if you want me to.
Are there any other nominations? So, by Robert's rules, I have to ask that question 3 times. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All in favor, say aye.
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 Congratulations, Susan.
Well, thank you very much.
And now for vice chair. Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations for vice chair?
Edith, you want to be the vice chair?
Sure, I'll do anything for this group.
Okay, I nominate Edith.
I second.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair? We do this 3 times. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Are there any other nominations for vice chair? All in favor, say aye.
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 Hi.
Any nays? Abstentions? Okay. This is your opportunity. We're going to go to comments. This is your opportunity to talk on any item you'd like to. Is there anybody who has something special that's going on that affects our library, or any ideas that would like to discuss them?
I do have a thought here. Because our community is wanting so badly for this to be opened as fast as it can, is it possible for us to recommend that our library staff, all the people that work there, be vaccinated before it opens? Can we recommend that?
I defer to Mr. Moore.
What the city's doing right now regarding vaccinations are, we have put together a staff list for if the county does let us know regarding if there's a block of vaccinations available for city staff, which so far there haven't been. So that the city actually doesn't control the vaccinations, it's strictly done by the county. And it looks like they're going now to by age, more so than their first rollout of different occupations and things like that. So really, we don't have any control over when the city gets vaccinated, unfortunately.
Yeah, I brought that up because it's been so long getting the library, the interim library even up. I would hate to have people go back and then have to shut it all down because we had a COVID outbreak among the staff.
Okay, I spoke to Vicki. How many of you have driven by the site that's going to be our temporary library? Let me see some hands. I did that, and I still have people calling me wanting to know what's happening. And today I asked Vicki if it would be possible for us to put a sign in the window that says temporary library opening soon, something like that. And I also, the library is still doing activities and a lot of people are not aware of it. You know, the bingo and the other things that they're doing. And I saw we're talking about reading and if it would be acceptable. I don't know, the city's funny about posters in the windows. And so I didn't know, but if we couldn't at the same time put things in the window to let people know that the library is still active, even though we're not open yet. But let them have that site, that physical site that they can see so that we stay in their minds. And Vicki wasn't sure, so I hope Donnie can find some way to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure we could put some notification up in the window. That wouldn't be any problem. Yep.
Thank you. I think it would be helpful.
Edie, I think that's a great idea. And I just to move forward, a little forward on that, perhaps on Facebook, we could provide a progress report, maybe have a corner where we're showing pictures of the progress of the building. And, you know, that keeps that library site in everyone's mind.
Yeah, for those, you know, but not everybody has Facebook. That's why I was wanting to.
Right. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and post something if we're able to, but also to include some pictures in the Facebook and let people know of the progress.
Yes, that's great. Excellent. I think so. Anything to promote us.
You could also, I could call the paper and we could have a picture taken so that people know where the physical location is actually going to be so they can see it. Vicki could get her picture taken with it.
If we have something in the window when they take the picture, that would be even better.
Yes, I
I'm
think
not
so.
partial to the library. I miss it terribly. It's expensive when it's closed. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say? And welcome, Leslie. Good to see your face. Okay. What would we like to see on future agendas? Anybody? What, Vicki, when will we be meeting in?
I put it right there in your packet, adjournment to May 11th, 5:30 meeting, which I'm gonna assume at this point is probably still gonna be virtual. So, so you'll be meeting again on May 11th before you go on summer hiatus. Now, as soon as the Library Facility Planning Committee gets going, you'll be probably receiving updates from me regularly through email and or the designated volunteer from this group, Catherine May, will send updates as well. So, so you will be involved, and of course, on the horizon, as we have the little mobile vehicle coming soon, I'll be sending you updates on the graphic designs of that vehicle, as well as when it does arrive here, so you can come and check it out for yourself. And then, of course, then we'll be showing it to the public. Again, these are all if COVID gives us a little bit wider range of parameters. So keep that in mind. So your next meeting, Madam Chair Uptain, after this meeting, you become the chair, is on May 11th, unless something else presents itself in some level of urgency.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have Edith take over for me that meeting, because that is the day that I'm gonna be in Washington, DC at Arlington National Cemetery, because my father is gonna be interred on that day. So I can't do it that day. So if Edie, if
That's
you will
what I'm
take
here
over
for.
that, I would appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
So
because
no-
I'll be gone for a while.
Also on page 5 of the packet, it says City Council will have a place on Tuesday, February 16th for the Library and Literacy Commission to report. Is that something we need to talk about, or?
That's a good point. I believe all of the updating to council for those particular placeholders from the commissions come in written form now through email. Is that correct?
You could do either or. So far, there hasn't been like a Zoom person physically on the council meeting from a commission to give a report. So if you wanted to do it in written, you could, or I'm sure they would have someone Zoom in if you wanted to have a commissioner physically be on the Zoom. So either way.
Okay, great. Edie or Susan, you want to give a report to council? What would be, because
Tell me the date again. I can't find it on page.
next Tuesday, the 15th. And Donnie, it's a virtual meeting for that?
Yeah, they're doing Zoom now. They switched from the way they were doing it. Yeah, last week was the first time they did it on the new Zoom format.
What is the date?
It's on Tuesday, February 16th. The council meets at 6:30, but you can send if you can't do Zoom with council that evening, you could send an email. I'm guessing you could send it through staff, a little updated email, and we can get it to through the right channels. Correct me if I'm wrong, Donnie.
No, that's correct.
Okay, it's been good to see all of you.
I would like to, as we approach our 1-year anniversary, just say a few things. So staff is working hard on an ad in the recorder, which will run on Saturday, February 20th. And so it'll commemorate our 1-year anniversary, as well as talk about some upcoming activities that we have planned. But just to thank our community supporters, as well as commemorate in remembrance of the fallen heroes. So if you'll keep your eye open for recorder. But for those of you who are not on Facebook, as Edie said, the fire department has a special memorial live stream that they plan to do on Facebook at 4 o'clock on next Thursday, the 18th. So if you get an opportunity, or your grandkids have Facebook and you want to log in to watch that, I think it'll really be healing for all of us. So I wanted to let you know, in case, again, if you're not on Facebook, you might not be aware. Okay.
And share it with others so that they will know. Anything else? This has been a short meeting, but congratulations, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to adjourn the meeting to May 11th at 5:30. We'll see you again, if not in between. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting is adjourned.